do you feel with this kind of music? Do you feel that it's fast and energetic, or you feel it's too fast to move with? We hope that you feel comfortable with this kind of music, because later on we will get you involved in the program, especially the little kids. But I think we should go and invite our dancers to the forward. In the next number, we actually would like to show how people dance with this kind of music. Next number in our program will be the dance called Zavalenka. Many years ago, a couple hundred years, people in the countryside will celebrate together. And often they will dance this kind of dances because it gives them a chance to meet with each other, to interact with each other, to get introduced to each other. So it's a traditional folk dance, but for the last 100 years or so, there was a character dance was developed. And everything there based on the ballet. Home place for the dances for the ballet is Russia. So if you would decide to give to the kids to learn dances, anything that they will going to learn will start with the ballet, with the positions. It's kind of the basics. So our dancers did that too. Now they're in the field of the character dance. And the next number in our program will be Russian dance called Zavalenka. Katyusha. And ladies and gentlemen, it was a Russian dance called Zavalinka. Russia is a pretty big country. And this is, I'm saying, I saw that we have quite a few Russian-speaking people here. So I may not be able to tell lots of new things to you. But when we're traveling through the United States since 2003, actually, with these groups, 2 or 3 times every year for 5 weeks, up to 50,000 people. Each group will see at the live performances. We just came back from New York City where we did a program at the Carnegie Hall. We just performed at the Peace and Film Festival in Orlando, Florida. We just came back from Atlanta, Georgia. And in a couple of days we're doing the biggest event in Washington, D.C. related to Russia in this difficult time. So all the time when we're traveling from one coast to another coast, probably 98–99% of our audience will be just the regular American people, and 1 or 2% will have our countrymen coming. So I'll have to say all these things about Russia. Big Russia. Russia known for few things, being big and being cold. 11 time zones. On the one side of country is morning and on the other side is late evening. When people asking us question, what kind of weather is in Russia, it confuses us. Because it depends where. In the northern part, snow never melts. In the southern part, people don't see the snow at all. And there's over 150 languages spoken in Russia. It's been an old empire, then it's been Soviet Union. And right now, even right now, you go into different parts of Russia, different nationalities will live there in the different pockets, different regions. They'll speak different languages, and there will not be, there wouldn't be Russians at all. But we live together. So while we are from Russia and we have a Russian concert, we thought maybe we can play and sing something together, something that everybody knows, everybody recognizes. And let's pick the song that stays on the top 10 list for popularity for last 80 years. This song became very popular in the World War II time. There's nothing political there. It's just a song about a beautiful girl with name Catherine. She's waiting for her boyfriend or husband, soldier, when he will come back from war, back home alive. And she's singing the song and sending it to him. That stay alive, save the country, fight for the country, and I will wait for you till the end. And if you know words, if you know the melody, let's sing it together. The name of this one is Katyusha.
Расцветали яблони и груши, поплыли туманы над рекой. Выходила на берег Катюша, на высокий берег, на крутой. Выходила на берег Катюша, на высокий берег, на крутой. Выходила, песню заводила про степного сизого орла, про того, которого любила, про того, чьи письма берегла, про того, которого любила, про того, чьи письма берегла. Песенка девичья, ты лети за ясным солнцем вслед, и бойцу на дальнем пограничье от Катюши передай привет. И бойцу на дальнем пограничье от Катюши передай привет. Простую, пусть услышит, как она поет, пусть он землю сбережет родную, а любовь Катюша бережет. Пусть он землю сбережет родную, а любовь Катюша бережет. Расцветали яблони и груши, поплыли туманы над рекой. с берега Катюша, уносила песенку с собой. Уходила с берега Катюша, уносила песенку с собой.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was a Russian song called Katyusha that people know and recognize. But when we're playing music, I noticed that some of you just looking very carefully on the music instruments, especially kids. Maybe it makes sense if in the beginning of the program we explain a little bit about instruments and maybe demonstrate. It would be a little bit more interesting to listen to music, and it will be more informative for the kids too. Before we'll do that, I wanted to see how musical is the audience here. Is there anybody in the audience who took taking or planning to take any music lessons and want to learn to play any music instruments? One. I guess just the past, no, three, okay. Okay, is anybody here in the audience who likes to sing and want to sing in a choir or in a band, want to be famous? Anybody who likes to sing by taking a shower? Is there anybody in the audience who like to listen different kind of music? Most people, yes. I think it's very important to keep the mind open and try different things, especially for the kids and for adults too. Because if you're not closing, if you keep your mind open and try different things, you're always living this opportunity to discover something new, something beautiful, something that you never thought exists, something beautiful, something that you're not expected to maybe hear. And in some way we are different, because this is traditional folk music instruments. Maybe they're not in style, it's not the pop music. It was popular 100, 200 years ago. People like to sing, like to celebrate in that part of the world, probably like everywhere else. But we had the Soviet era, and our government back then pretty much put in our heads that anything that we had from the past is wrong, is not correct, is not good. We should destroy everything, forget everything, and come up with something new, something beautiful. I'm talking about the Soviet kind of thing. But it didn't work out. And Soviet Union fell apart. Right now, it's people try to research, try to find out where their roots and what their culture, what their traditions. And this kind of arts, like singing, like playing different instruments and learning, becoming actually more popular. And for example, when you travel around the world, pretty quickly you'll find out that musicians playing classical music, playing very same music instruments to play classical music, like piano, like violin, etc. But when it comes to the traditional ethnic folk music, every country will have something very unique for that corner of the world. Often music instruments and the sounds from that country. So we're from Russia, and the signature music instrument from Russia probably will be this one, right? And the name of this instrument is balalaika. Yes, most of people in this country know this instrument from the movie Dr. I know that you know that, yeah. So, but the instrument itself came to us from around 14th, 15th century. It's been a very simple music instrument to play accompaniment for singing and dancing at that time in the countryside. Just around 100 years ago, professional musicians, violin player Vasily Andreev, fell in love with the sound of this instrument, took it to the shop, to the school, redesigned it, modernized, created 6 different sizes of balalaika, tuned them very well, started to play classical music, started to play in ensembles, and even in the orchestra, as many 200 balalaikas. And then this instrument became pretty popular. So right now, when you have the kid, you can give your kids to the school, and from 6 years old, kids can learn just to play balalaika for 5 or 7 years in the music school, 4 years music college, 5 years music conservatory, because we have a whole classical training in it. Tatiana, can you give us a little sample of playing balalaika, because musicians are not allowed to use any picks and play just by their bare fingers. Бряцание is the most popular technique. And when we want to play softer music, lyric music, can use the tremolo technique. Just keep in mind that the balalaika has just 3 strings. And 2 of the strings tune the same tone, so pretty much you have 2 notes to start your music with. And sometimes when we have to play melody or variation, we can use the pizzicato and double pizzicato by picking up the strings. And you figured out which piece of music was it? What was it, Tatiana? Just Flight of Полет шмеля, Flight of the Bumblebee, written by Rimsky-Korsakov, да? Okay, it looks like we're very musically prepared audience here, so we would like to further challenge you a little bit, especially we have so many kids here, so little ones, listen carefully. We'll play something without telling you what we're playing. You have to listen and you will have to kind of come up where this music came from. I can just promise that every one of you heard this melody many times before. Maybe it was not on the folk instruments played before. You heard this music in the cartoons, in the Disney movies, on the radio, on TVs, and some of you even had chance to go to the play itself. So kids have to come up where the music came from, and from the grown-ups, we will expect to hear the name of the composer who wrote this music, and we'll play non-stop until you guys will figure out what's the name of the composer, first, middle, last name, date, time, place, and the reason why it was written. No, I'm kidding, of course, but let's have some fun. Okay, and we have the young lady who will tell us where the music came from. From Russia. Very safe answer. From Russia. Anybody can be a little bit more particular? You know who wrote it? Who did it? Excellent. It came from the Nutcracker Ballet and written by the famous Chinese composer Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. I'm saying Chinese because we got used to that everything comes from China. Not this time, ladies and gentlemen. Russia is known for a few things, as I said, for being big, being cold. Also, Russia is known for the classical music, and people all over the world listen music written by the composers like Glinka, Tchaikovsky, Mussorgsky, Rimsky-Korsakov, Skryabin, Borodin, Rachmaninoff, Shostakovich, and many others. Russia also very known for the deep thinkers, writers and poets, names like Tolstoy, Lermontov, Pushkin, Chekhov, Dostoevsky, Solzhenitsyn, and many others. And I guess it's one of the things that people know for Russia, but we are here to give you a little taste and a feeling of the folk music and tradition. And when we put the program together with the young people coming from Russia or from Kazakhstan or from Ukraine or from Georgia, we kind of had a dilemma how we can present the folk music to the audience, because originally folk music is not designed for the stage presentation. It was designed for people to be part of it, be in a circle, be involved. But because in this country, some of the audience maybe is spoiled a little bit. We already have everything, and we can't have anything, and we hear everything. So you listen music from one or another country that you never thought exists. You listen first song, it's like excellent, so beautiful. Second song, it's different. And then the third song, you're kind of wondering if is this a third song or they're repeating the first one again. We didn't want that to happen, so we thought how we can incorporate the participation part into the program. We figured out the way to do this, and I think it's working pretty good. So what we're going to do, we are going to invite our dancers forward. We'll play a couple melodies, and we'll see how well they will go to the audience. They will pick some volunteers, and we will learn a couple very simple steps for the Russian dances. So don't be shy when we look for volunteers. Just look at that as an opportunity. Because the things political goals right now doesn't look like we'll be able to do anything together anytime soon. So let's use this opportunity. Let's have some fun. Kadril и хоровод. We're looking for volunteers. Dance number 1, Kadril. 1, 2, 3. Раз, два, три. Растянитесь вдоль сцены. 1, 2, 3. Оп, оп. Раз, два, три. 1, 2, 3. Раз, два, три. 1, 2, 3. I see some people on the stage who worked in the show before, experienced. Let the faster like a chicken dance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Up, up. And dance number 2, хоровод, circle dance, came to us from prehistoric time when the people thought that there's a sun, god of sun. It symbolized the sun. Up, up. Thank you. Excellent. I think our dancers did pretty good job, didn't they? And I told you something about this instrument, balalaika or balalaika contrabass, string instruments. Little one plays the melody, big one plays the bass. What about this instrument? Do people in North Carolina play accordion? Yeah, and I see that Russian people will say garmoshka or bayan. That would be probably the most correct name. But the concept of accordion, as the scientists and historians believe, came to us 4,000 years ago. All the way from Russia, like everything else. But seriously, it became pretty popular for the last couple hundred years in different countries. And different nationalities, different traditions and cultures use accordions, but they come in different sizes and different systems. Squeeze boxes, concertinas, button boxes. The standard accordion with the keyboards like on the piano, button accordion, same sound, different sound in our major key, minor keys, diatonic scale, chromatic scale, 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row. This one has 5 rows and bass chords, major, minors. But they all works pretty much, concept is all the same. For example, this one, this system is the Russian one, probably the most completed accordion ever designed, and the most prestigious competitions will use this accordion to play different kind of music. How it works? Probably some of you took lessons on accordions. You know that accordion teaches you to do many tasks at the same time. For example, with the right hand we play the melodies and variations, left hand we play the bass and chords accompaniment, then we push and pull it all the time, then we sing the melody that doesn't match with one or another hand, and all accordion players, when they're doing all these things, doing one more thing all the time, they're thinking how they can survive by being an accordion players in this world. But seriously, this is the accordion. It has 5 octaves, 5 rows of buttons, and chromatic scale. It has white and black buttons, so pretty much like on the piano, it has sharps and flats. Usually accordion players will play melodies and improvisations here. And bass and chords on the left side. Quite a few extra buttons on the side and on the top. By pushing these buttons, we can change the sound a little bit. Sometimes can go that high, sometimes can go that low. So diapason is pretty big. Sometimes actually the sound can be even more different. What do you think accordion will be sound like at this time? But there's a lots of different kind of music again possible to play an accordion. For example, in this country, accordion associated with a different thing. Like anywhere that we're traveling and we play someplace music, if especially older people hear something about accordion, they will think right away about the 3 things that goes with it. Oh, it's an umpapa band. What stays behind that umpapa? 3 things: waltzes, polkas, and Lawrence Welk. But that was beautiful music, and he actually played the music that was pretty popular and pretty known in Russia too. This is one of the favorites. again, in Russia, this kind of music was actually designed to play a little bit different for the accompaniment, for singing, and for the dancing. So there was a little garmoshkas that are actually this instrument by Young came from. So often when we play the music, people would come to us before or after and they will ask, why Russian music is so sad and so slow? Maybe because there's a history, maybe there's lots of things happened in the past, and it's maybe reflected in the music. Immediately somebody after will come and will say, why Russian music is so fast and energetic? Oh, that one is easy to explain, it's cold there. So we thought maybe it makes sense later on to show you the both examples, but for the next number, we would like to play and sing for you another song, and that may be able to, you may be able to participate and sing it along with us. Russian people love to celebrate, and many of you are here probably would be able to confirm it. If you give us a reason, we will use that reason. If we have the reason to celebrate, usually our ladies, our wives will start to cook for a few days. Then we'll come together, we'll sit down at the table to eat, and we'll have lots of dishes on the table. We'll start with a few different salads, like оливье, like vinaigrette, and селедка под шубой, и так далее, так далее. First dishes, second dishes, desserts. So we'll sit down to eat, but we'll stay there for hours. We will eat a lot, we will drink a lot. Hot tea. And when there will be a good time, somebody, I mean, if we're thinking about the countryside, somebody will drop the chair, start the song, and everybody will, little by little, will join, and we'll have some choir that everybody sing together. Actually, to be able to learn this kind of traditions, by being a student in the music conservatory and Academy of Music and Culture back there in St. Petersburg, in Rostov-na-Donu, we had to, during the summertime, to go for 2 weeks to the countryside, find those villages, those people who still remember these traditions, and learn it directly from them. We'll write the music, we'll record it, we'll bring it back to the school, then we'll translate it and make it available to the groups like ours so we can recreate it and introduce it to the audience. Name of this song is Oi Kalina. This kind of songs usually tell us the stories about events in the history, about brave men, beautiful girls, about something important happened in the past. We sing it to our children and grandchildren to keep the history alive. This particular song about the beautiful girl living in the countryside peacefully until handsome young man traveled through, fell in love with her, took her to the foreign land, and how things worked out for her. For some reason, this song, by traveling through the United States, became pretty popular. Maybe because there's lots of beautiful ladies here who end up this way here in this country. So let's hear the song, let's sing it together. The name of this one is Oi Kalina.
Скажи, Калина, как попала ты сюда? Расскажи, скажи, Калина, как попала ты сюда? Как-то раннею весною бравый парень проезжал, долго мною любовался, с собою взял. Долго мною любовался, потом с собою взял. Он хотел меня Калину посадить в этом саду, и не довез меня и бросил, думал, что я пропаду. Не довез на землю бросил, думал, что я пропаду. Я за землю ухватилась, встала на ноги свои и навеки поселилась
travel down south to the Black Sea, maybe. This is where the Tatiana came from. She is actually a student of the Music Conservatory in Rostov-na-Donu. And there's a southern tradition in Russia, I will say. Russian Cossacks lived there. They used to be free people many years ago. Then they became pretty loyal to the Tsar and to the country. They're very religious. They live military style of life. I mean, they have a good and bad reputation, as we found out by traveling here in the United States. Depends on the source you're getting information from. But they were fighters. They lived the military style of life. They love country very much. They wear big black hats, carry the swords with them. They most of the times with or on the horses. And the mission in their life is be born, learn to fight, fight for the country, die for the country. This is as much as we know. We would like to show and give you a little bit a sample of that culture with another dance called Казачий пляс. break to our dancers, we would like to play a couple of those, as I said before, maybe something slow, something sad, something that will represent Russian history that people here in the United States know and recognize, and maybe something fast. Let's start with some, let's say, in the middle of the Russia, on the Volga River. There was people who were working there. They were working on the by pulling the boats up to the river Uchnim or Volga boatmen. This is how people recognize this melody, this song. It came to us from that old time, and people recognize it because when kids taking the piano lessons, it's one of the first melodies the children learn to play on the piano. So just imagine yourself, people working on the Volga River, standing on the ground, pulling boats up to the river by working hard. They have very little pay, hardly surviving, and we'll play it. They work and they sing this song. So we'll play it how we understand it, and you try to see those people who lived many years ago in old Russia. Volga boatmen. And for another melody, we would like to take something maybe a little bit faster. At the same time, when we put the program together, we thought maybe we can find one or another melody that people here in the United States know and recognize. We looked around, we talked with our friends, American friends, and we found one of the melodies, that kind of fun melody that would be very close to the kind of Russian style. Because the music goes faster and faster. Maybe some of you familiar with that one. It's called Dueling Banjos. Is anybody familiar with this melody? One couple banjos will kind of compete with each other. So we would like to play something similar, but the Russian one. For this one, let's imagine that our balalaika player Tatiana is not the winner of the competition. She is not a student in the music conservatory. She is not spent most of her life by learning and playing balalaika. She is just a beautiful country girl in a Russian country 100, 200 years ago. People wanted to celebrate something. Of course, she will be popular girl because every party needs some music, and she is like with balalaika, like a local disc jockey. So when people decided to celebrate something, they will hire her in advance. When daytime will come, she will come to the place where everybody gathered in one room. She will come 15 minutes late because she knows everybody waiting for her. She will have a great makeup, looking beautiful with a nice, beautiful dress with a balalaika in her hand. And she will open the door with her foot, walk into the room full of people with a big smile like she is the queen of the party. She probably is. But what happened with her smile when she sees that there is already handsome accordion player from other village in the room? Musicians will sit down against each other And we'll play this very simple melody in a circle over and over again. It will give us an opportunity to put some variations, improvisations, and we'll try to compete in a friendly way, try to prove each other who is the best, who can come up with better melody, can play faster, mix each other up with the rhythm and tempo a little bit, while people from their villages will support them. So let's split the audience right here in the middle. Everybody on this side, you guys from Tatiana's village. If she's doing something exciting and well, like you need to help her and support her a little bit, will you? Yeah. How will you do that? Yeah, I thought it did not sound very optimistic in the beginning, but yes, please support her. She's your girl. On this side, we are from the village where we do everything with accordion. If we sing before, until we lose our voices. If we dance until we fall down and cannot stand up. If you see that there's a smoke coming from the buttons, let me know. It means I'm doing something right. I already see the buttons already jumping out of this accordion. So guys, let's have some fun. Name of this one is Ech Beryoza. All the way, let's say, from the northeastern part of Russia, let's say from Siberia. Ну, Татьяна, помнишь, как на балалайчике-то играть? Ladies and gentlemen, when we started to play faster music, I noticed that you started to move a little bit around, huh? And it's absolutely fine. This kind of music is actually, in the beginning, undermined for people to get involved and participate. So maybe it would be make sense and logically if we show and teach you some moves that goes with the fast music. At least this is what we think goes with that very well. This time we would like to show and teach you another Russian dance, but this time we'll not invite anybody for the stage. We'll just set our chairs right there in the middle, and we'll show you the dance, and everything what you will have to do is just repeat with us, whatever we do on our chairs. Name of this dance is Chlapushki, or dance on the chair, percussion on the body. So everything what I will ask you to do, everybody here, just look carefully and repeat with me. Let's see if you're ready. But remember, I ask you to do exactly what I do, not opposite. And 5 seconds delay wouldn't work here, because remember, Russia is cold country. We have to move fast to stay warm. So let's try it again. Let's check your balance and coordination. Okay, I guess if I do this with the music, I'll be more predictable. I will ask my friends here to join with me. And, ну, Татьяна, дай нам что-нибудь такого зажигательного. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you like the dance?
Yes.
Kids, were you able to remember everything?
No.
Because everything what I'm looking for the one or two people who are brave enough to come here forward with the chair and make it competition to the gentleman in the second row with the shiny head. I'm kidding, but because of the lights, I see something shines there. So. You want to do this again? Actually, let's do that. You want to do the dance? Okay. Anybody who wants to compete with the dance, take the chair, come set it up, and we'll support everybody. Yeah, let's move the chairs here. We have a couple of chairs here. I'm sure the parents will enjoy it to see you too. Okay, we have almost all chairs taken. We need, I guess, one more volunteer here. I guess I will be here so I can show a little bit moves. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
You want to do the warm-up? Or you remember everything?
Warm-up.
Okay, let's do the warm-up. Excellent, guys, excellent. Okay, you can go back to your seats. You did a great job. And maybe we should continue our participation part by doing something different. Because it looks like we have a very musical audience here. We have a couple of very simple music instruments here. I can show you how we use them, how we play them. Then we'll invite a few volunteers here because it looks like we have lots of energy here. And we can create and make some Russian music, but together. Is there anybody in the audience who has a jumping energy? I know that, let's use the hands. Let's take a jump in here, but let's use the hands. You have the jumping energy? Okay, I think this gentleman really has some jumping energy. Okay, we have the three players, good. Okay guys, first I'll give you the tambourine, if you can wait a little bit here. It's okay guys, because we'll have to kind of go with the demonstration too, okay? Okay, you guys going to walk around or you're going to lower? Okay, the little ones on that side, please. Okay guys, with the tambourines, you know you're going to be our tambourine group. You have the jumping energy. It doesn't look like you're very shy, so you should be pretty good. Here. You know how to play tambourine?
Yeah.
Okay, show us. Okay, that's good. I like that energy. But today we're going to play Russian music. Do you know how to play Russian music on tambourine? Okay, how about I'll show you a couple moves. You repeat with me, try to remember, and later when we'll play the music, you'll be able to use some of those moves. Does that sound alright? Yeah, let's do this. This is how we do this. Repeat with me. No, same time. No, same time, same time. Okay, let's make a big and outside. Ready guys? We'll do it like this. One more time. Alright, I guess if everybody will help us a little bit with the clapping, we can go to the advanced tambourine playing. Can you guys help me? Okay, now I see it. This is exactly what we need. Excellent. So guys, move it a little bit to the right. Yes, because we're looking for another volunteer who will help us play Treshotki. Came from Russian word treshak, make noise. This is how it works. Yeah, I see that there's so much. Let's take a girl who knows everything. Okay. Okay, if you can stay on that side. For this instrument, we would like to find and give the player the cutest girl in the audience. Because when the cute girl is playing this instrument, sometimes it can pull them up right in the air. And for this instrument, we need somebody who can make this kind of improvisation thing. And since we already have somebody here, okay, we'll give you a squeeze a little later. For this instrument, ladies and gentlemen, very important. We need somebody who will be able to play this instrument and lead the band. We need somebody with a little bit more experience. We need a male with experience. Are there any men with experience here? You think you're the male with experience? Okay. Okay, we have two sets of spoons. So I still would like to get the gentleman with the shiny head. I guess you're covering up. Okay. Okay, I see that you have that energy. So let's take it. I'll pass. What's your name?
Carlo.
Carlo. Carlo is your real name, or you just made it up on the stage? Okay, no IDs. No IDs today, Carlo. So, you know, I'll show you how we use them, how we play them, and you just have to kind of repeat with me. It shouldn't be too hard, okay? Tambourine players, can we take a little pause here? Tambourine players, can we take a little pause? Yeah, we'll do the little demonstration. Carlo, repeat with me, please. Good enough, Carlos. Good enough. Excellent. And we have one more spoon. Does anybody else want to participate and join the band? Anybody wants to come here voluntarily? I would like to take that gentleman here. Somebody with a little bit more experience. Actually, by looking, I wouldn't say that he has much experience with the spoon. Me? Yeah. But let's okay, we have another music instrument here, so we can take somebody a little bit on the tambourine. Okay. Okay, guys, can you make it 2 steps back and make a line so we can create the stereo music? Can you make a line, guys? Everybody can hear me? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, together we have right now excellent music band. You see how many talents are here? And before we'll play the music, I wanted to make sure that everybody using instruments correctly, especially our famous starring spoon players. And so, Tatiana, can you play us some music so we can pick it up? Excellent. And guys, it was just a little warm up because the next thing what we're going to do a little improvisation. We'll play the music called Saratovsky Переборы. It's a medley of the folk melodies and songs from the country and little villages around Saratov city. Some of those will go faster, some slower, some louder, some quieter. So we'll play a little bit with the music, listen carefully and follow the music, okay? Because you're a percussion group. It's always nice when the percussion group goes in the same time and rhythm with the actual music. Sometimes in the process of playing we'll have special times to show up, and if my musicians can hear me here, they should be able to listen to the music and follow up the music, because we're going to play something together. And we'll need some participation from our musicians. Okay. So we have one musician, he's going to the bathroom, we'll wait for him. And guys, sometimes in the process of playing we'll have a special times to show up. I will let you know, I will say, and right now it's a spoon solo. So everybody will be very quiet, we'll play only with the spoon players, yes? Feel free to make a duo and combine it with the moves, guys, you're free to do that. Some other time we'll have another solo, I will say it's Трещотки solo, so everybody who have the kind of noisy wooden instruments will have to do that. You guys Трещотки. And right in the end we'll have the most excellent, when the musician will come from the bathroom, we'll have more tambourines here, but we'll have the most excellent for jumping, kicking, dancing tambourine solo. And everybody in the audience, guys, they were pretty brave to come forward and entertain you a little bit. So let's make them feel comfortable on the stage by supporting them by clapping, tapping, whistling, etc. So guys, as a main spoon players, as the directors and the conductors of the band, can you give us a good signal so we can start music together? Okay, give me a second. Guys, solo will be a little bit later. We need some kind of good signal, you know how it happened in the band? like with the drums. You have the sticks, so you kind of, first thing I would do that while our musicians came back. Yeah, he's back. He's back. Make sure that you have the eye connection with your musicians. Yeah, so they know that they're playing with you. Yeah. So make sure everybody playing same song. Then hit the spoons 4 times and count раз, два, три, четыре, and everybody will go with you. Ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Раз, два, три, четыре.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Excellent. I think we can go a little faster. Our musicians did excellent job, didn't they, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? And, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the end of our program, I wanted to tell you just a few more words about the program. As I said before, since 2003, with the support of the Rotary International and with lots of friends around the United States, we're able to run this program where young, talented people, teenagers and young adults in different countries, started with Russia and Georgia and Ukraine and Kazakhstan, have the opportunity to prepare the program that represent the culture, tradition of their country, come to the United States and travel for 4 or 5 weeks from one to another coast, presenting their culture, their music to the American audience. Each group that comes here perform for up to 50,000 people, and around 60–70% of our audience would be school kids in the public schools through the United States. We're very honored to be a part of this kind of program, especially at this time when the politics doesn't dictate a different thing. So we keep the connection, and we hope that we're doing the work that will help us to keep the understanding and the friendship, make a friends rather than give the opportunity to the propaganda again to spread the bad news. So we're doing this on a regular basis, 2-3 times every year. We always will be happy to come back to Charlotte. We'll be happy to see you again. One of the cornerstones of this work is when the groups are coming in, we're always looking for the host families to stay for the night or 2 nights. So if any of you are interested in the future to host a couple kids for a couple nights when they're coming to the town, please leave your name, your email address, and we'll let you know when we're coming next time. I also would like to use this opportunity and give to show my appreciation to the host families and our friends here, even in the audience, who is actually hosting and feeding and keeping the kids. And some of our friends doing it not for even for the first time, a few times before. We hope it brings a good experience and make us good friends in the future. And also I wanted to let you know, if you want to learn more about the program, you can look on a couple websites, russianfolk.com or the RotaryChildren'sFund.org. We're also all over the internet. We're on the Facebook, Russian Dancers. If you look there, like our page, and we'll be happy to stay in touch. I also wanted to let you know that to run this program, we get some expenses because, you know, everything costs. We don't have the government supporting us so far, and all the money that we are raising to keep the program going is from the concerts that we play, raising money and giving opportunity to the next group to come here and bring you that experience. So after the song, we'll have the play there on the exit. If you'd like to support us and contribute something to cover our expenses, we would appreciate it very much. We don't want to press it, but there will be opportunity, there will be a plate. If you'd like to leave something, we'll appreciate it very much. At this time, I think, I guess we have a plate coming anyway. So ladies and gentlemen, let's play the melody that everybody knows, everybody recognizes, and if you want to contribute, that will be a good time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. While we have such a nice and cozy kind of a beautiful church here, I'm sure great congregation is here, and we're here so close up in a little audience. If you have any questions, anything related to the program, to the kids, to the instruments, and if you'd like to ask this question before the concert ends, you can pull your hand up. We'll be happy to give you any answers for any of your questions. If you don't have any questions, you will make a great feeling that people here in Charlotte already know everything. Okay, I guess in this case, after the program, we'll hang up a little bit. If you'd like to make pictures, the kids will come forward. We'll be happy to take pictures with you in the costumes. We have some few souvenirs there. Feel free to look, maybe take something home with you. It also contributes to our expenses. And we have some little board that tells us a little bit about our history and about our program. And I guess, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, would like to finish our program with the one of the most known, most popular Russian dance, Kalinka. Ladies and gentlemen, Golden Gates, all the way from Russia. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. We hope that you enjoyed the program, and we hope in the future when we come with the new kids from different regions or different countries, we'll be able to see you and celebrate our cultures together, because that makes our life much more interesting, isn't it? Thank you. Looking forward to see you again. Можно, не уходите, мальчики, девочки, не уходите.